Nitro is the glory,
but e-buggy pays the bills. Welcome to the No Name RC podcast. Get ready for some serious bench racing. But be warned, we speak our minds, express our thoughts, and sometimes things can get a little rowdy.
Hate, and he just was influenced by the hate coming from the left, the hate coming from the right.
And let's get back to more club racing and less of this grabbing racing.
It's hard not to be arrogant when you're always right. You know?
See what I mean? That's exactly why people call you arrogant, Max.
You may not agree with everything we say, but it's definitely worth a listen.
And our pick, can you stop whatever you're doing?
Join your host, Lefty the Great, with co-hosts and guests as they get together to chat RC.
Hey, after that race that I watched this morning, I have to talk about it.
Here we go. $100 right here, $100 throw. Oh no! I like this.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday? Is it Thursday? I've completely lost track of time. Welcome to a Lefty off the record or lunchtime with Lefty. And as you can see, I'm back home. Finally, if I was gone for a long time. But you know what? We got to share this up. We only got 23 people watching. I did this around 12 because I kind of wanted the Europeans to get in, and I kind of happy belated birthday, Jason Lean, to you, my friend. What's up, BJ? What's up, Darren Steinhardt? What's up, Clubhouse? What's up, Chris Chapman? Hey, what's up? Is that Sasquatch from Virginia? Sam Arsenal, how are you? I hope you guys are well. Sorry, just getting some messages in. Well, I want you guys to share this out. Please share this. Get it out there so we can get cracking. I'm just kind of hanging out with you guys. What's up, Sasquatch? Where's Mr. Five Laps? Make sure he's watching this. He messaged me last night. We're not doing a full-on podcast here. I am planning for next week. I'm not recording to next week. We got JQ and Pecco coming on. What's up, Alex? How are you? Good to be home, man. Good to be home. 5 weeks was a long time. It was a lot of fun, but a long time to be away from home as well for the kids. My daughter was extremely happy to see me yesterday. I'm going to go pick her up after school today. It's just going to come hang out with me for the night. What's up, Maverick? Was good to see you at PNB. PNB was so long ago. But we are going to touch on PNB a little bit. I know a lot of you guys in the USA are working. I'm sure there's a lot of guys in Europe that are off. Like I said, I'm just kind of going to hang out with you guys for an hour or two and just talk of what's going on. Sorry, my buddy Howder over in Portugal is messaging me. But speaking of Portugal, the IBC race is going to be next week. It's the Euros warm-up, as well as the World's warm-up. It got rained out, as you guys know, as well as to dealing with the power outages. That's why I didn't go to Portugal. Hello, Nikki. Entonces, why am I speaking Spanish to you guys? Because I'm speaking to, yeah, that's why. What's up, Basement? How you doing? So I was honestly going to take a few days off. I'm still going to take a few days off to hang out with my kids. But I'm not really doing anything today. So I was like, hey, you know, we're going to talk about that, Aaron Klein. TL Car, how many with drivers in the world? How many with drivers in the world that can make the A final? That's what. That's a better question. There'll be TLR drivers, but how many will make the A final? 0. We'll talk about that. I see they just dropped the new 22X. I don't want people getting mad at me saying I'm just bashing TLR and all that type of stuff. So I'm just responding to some messages. But before we get going, you know what? This podcast, Lefty Off the Records usually isn't sponsored by anybody. But you know what? This week, we are going to be sponsored by all the normal sponsors of the podcast. ML Toys is one of them. What's up, Alan Placer? RC Project is one of them. A big shout out to J Concepts. We had a great INS. We're going to go deep into that with our INS recap. So I will touch on it today because I saw a lot of keyboarding going on after that. A lot of keyboarding. Has it been more than 10 years? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, the drama podcast will come next week. We will touch on some subjects this week. How are you doing, Basement? Good to see you. I know you went on some racing. Darren Steinhardt, are you going to touch on sponsorship for sportsmen? I'm actually going to make a Lefty's simple thoughts about that. I've been thinking about that for quite some time. It's going to hurt some people's feelings, but I'm going to make it because I think we have to change our attitude about thinking about that. But I want to say a big shout out to all the sponsors of the No Name RC podcast. It's really good to be behind the mic. I know I've been behind the mic a lot, but it's really good to be behind the mic doing a podcast because it's been a while. But a big shout out to J Concepts, obviously our title sponsor, High Tech RC, Sidewinder Fuels, Latara Racing, Invisible Speed, ML Toys, Side Piece Racing for all your automatic stuff, Elite RC Productions, RC Project, Mayako, Techno RC, Beach RC, Racecraft USA, and Clinic RC. And today we're sponsored by, yes, Get Shit Done Coffee, or Get Shit Done Coffee, from my buddy Frank Sell. He's actually building a track, Home of the Hustle. Check this link out. We got a link for this in the written description. It's an affiliate link, so get yourself some coffee and get shit done. And I'm gonna crack that open as well. Also, big shout out to Carl RC. We have an affiliate link for that, and to all our affiliate companies that sponsor. We're still we're looking for companies to do some short term stuff. So if you're looking to do some advertising, it's going to be full on out podcasting for the next 2 or 3 months because I'm not traveling until July. So it's all about that. Hey, Mr. Steve. I saw you are in my thoughts, man. Stay strong. Good luck with everything, my friend. Hopefully I'll see you at one of these races here shortly. Oh, wow. So I guess everybody wants to talk about the 22X. I saw that it released. Honestly, I'm kind of saving that for when Max and everybody, because, there's the real geeks. And we're going to talk about the 22X on the INS recap. That's what we'll do. Because, those are the 10 scale. We need Max and those guys to get on a full science mode. But yes, they did release it. We'll bring up some pictures and all of that stuff. But before we do that, I have to say some thank yous. Thank you to all the NNRC Squad, obviously, to the patrons of the NNRC. I know I haven't been too active in the patron. Honestly, the 5 weeks on the road, it was go. No time to record. The days I did have off, or didn't really have much to do, was kind of just catching myself. It was a long trip. So thank you guys. I'll be doing some patron-only content here shortly. I got to get back on the podcasting of the Power Wheels. If you guys haven't done that, please go over to my new channel on YouTube, Power Wheels Podcast. Just hit that sub-like notification button. Just put it on because we need that to get going. I need to get 100 subs on that or more. I'd like to get up to 500. So you guys like what we're doing here? Please go on over there and fill that out. I'm going to have some guests on there. And if you got young kids that are into racing, get them into Power Wheels. And modifying and all that type of stuff. So shout out to ML Toys for all their support. And you have coupon codes where you can save money. We have coupon codes and all that good stuff in the written description of this podcast. And I have to go on, before I go any further, I have to give some special thank yous to these people on my last trip. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Lance McDonald, because without him, I wouldn't be on these trips. Him and his wife for their hospitality. When we did have a few days off, I was staying at his house. So big thank you to Lance and all his support over the last 5 weeks with the Elite RC Productions crew. Danny Paz, my brother from another mother. You guys see it. We guys fight like cats and dogs. Well, I fight with him. He just cuts me when it's rough. Danny's on cut 999 right now. So he's now going into 2026 cuts. I tell you, Danny cuts you by Danny kills you by a death by 1,000 cuts. So he's on that side. Well, what's up, Will Ivy? It was good to see you at North Georgia Shootout. Best layout of all the tracks I went to this weekend, this trip. North Georgia Shootout was awesome. Awesome. Great atmosphere, too. What's up, Coach Downsend? Hope you're well. So, yeah, we're going to start off with that. Oh, Lance McDonald, Stephanie McDonald for their hospitality. Danny Paz. What's up, Matt Thompson? Then, of course, we have Patrick Rossiter and Gene Strutt were helping me out. Patrick was really looking care of my e-truggy to help. Patrick let me use his cars to race at Newberry as well. Gene helped me out a lot as well, gluing tires and stuff for me. So thank you. Gene's got my gas truck, and I was going to get that all hooked up for me. Slow as Fast podcast. I was going to give you guys a shout out, but you heard already. So shout out to you guys. I like what you're doing up there in the Northeast. So go check out Slow as Fast podcast. Give them a like, share as well on the YouTube. Help them grow that. What's up, Matt Dixon? Hope you're all right. Good to see you. Love the cartoons you made of JQ and I. Thank you very much. A big shout out to those guys. A big shout out to Josie and Tony Padashaw for their, those have become really good friends of mine. Bobby Phillips. I have to blame Tony Padashaw for this. I'm geeking out on mini crawlers now. I even got one here. Look. This one I bought from Gene Strout Jr. and Joshua Damani, the Italian Viking. He's a very big guy. He's become a good friend of mine. And he goes, Lefty, I got a whole bunch of parts for that. And he took it from me at North Georgia Shootout and gave it back like this, badass. This is a Mius chassis. So thanks to those guys. I've been geeking out on mini crawlers. I do have 2 here, so that's my new thing. It's going to be something I do with my kids here. So thank you to Joshua Damani. And thank you to everybody that I met on this trip who came up and showed me some love, showed Elite RC Productions some love, showed the podcast some love. Those who even showed Max some love. Max got some love. We're going to have an intervention for Max, by the way. We're going to have intervention for Max. Woo! Get shit done coffee. So a big thank you to everybody that I met. Oh, Greg Holland and his family as well. Shout out to Joseph Rogero and those guys. So Greg, what's up, Lorenzo? Thank you for the Tata battery, my friend. I left it in the States. I actually ran that Tata battery in the 15-minute final at the North Georgia Shootout. 15-minute e-buggy, e-truggy race at the North Georgia Shootout. And it lasted perfectly. So thank you. Check out Lorenzo. Also check out his movie as well that he's producing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm catching up on everything. I haven't even seen finals from Silver State. I did watch the e-buggy final from Silver State today. And I was trying to watch the ABC finals, but it was choppy. So if anybody was having, is it me? Was anybody else having any issues with watching that? I think I turned the heater on her. It's hot. Let me turn that down a little bit. Excuse me. So a big thank you to everybody. So I went crawling with Greg Holland when I went up to Tallahassee, and he bought his crawler. Now this nice crawling course. Dude, I got all into it. I was down in the bushes and forest. And then I realized, holy shit, I'm in Florida. There could be snakes around here. So I quickly hauled ass out of the forest. But it was a lot of fun. No, what actually saw me, it was like, I think it was a lizard's tail or something, and it scared me. And I was like, something's on her eating thing. So I got cracking out of there. But I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Lot of fun. I'm going to take these off a little bit. They're aggravating. I'm not listening to anything right now. So I will when I'm listening to everything. I'm trying to get it warm. I mean, cool in here. It's like my AC isn't. I haven't made any notes or anything like that. I just kind of am here hanging out with you guys for today. So if you have some questions that I can answer, we definitely will. But I think I just wanted to say thank you to all those people because none of this is possible without them. None of this is possible without you guys. It was a great experience, a great 5 weeks. I am happy to be home though. It was, it's go, go, go. Go, go, go. Non-stop what we do. We had some long drives. We just drove up to Michigan in one day, drove all the way back in one day. Tired. So this weekend, I'm just going to kind of chill, do some things with my kids, and enjoy my time home. Get a haircut, which I need. And yeah, just have that type of stuff. All right. So I know there's been a lot of racing going on. There's been a lot of things going on. But I think the most thing that caught people's eye in the last few weeks was obviously what happened at INS. I'll voice my opinion on that. You know what I'm going to say. I think it's great. But yeah. Canadian Raw Nats, July. I think you've had them for a long time. But I think you I don't know if I'm wrong on this, but I think this is the first time that you guys actually have spots in the in IFMAR for Worlds. So if I'm not mistaken, but congratulations to all the Canadians getting the Raw Nats. I think it's great. Anything I can see. What if a whole bunch of fast Americans come up there, like guys that don't make the maybe don't make the cut? What if they come up there and like, I don't know, like what if somebody who doesn't make the cut, who's really fast, comes up there? What's gonna happen? Be like Gene Hickerson back in the day when he basically did not make the cut for the final for the Worlds at the Raw Nats. He went on to Brazil and became the Brazilian national champion, and then got a spot into the Worlds. Absolutely, slowest fast podcast. Emotions and drama are good for the hobby, and we're just getting that now. It's been years and years. The industry started to embrace it. The industry started to allow these guys to show some emotions, and we have people complaining about it. Well, I'm going to touch on that because it's a lot of things. Like, as long as guys ain't putting hands on each other, I'm fine with that. But, and people's like, well, I can't do that at my job. Well, you don't have an RC racing job. You don't have a job where somebody else can take you out and cause you money. So there's lots of things. There's going to be emotions. The same people that complain about those guys maybe acting up. How many times have you seen somebody lose their shit completely at a club race over a plaque? So imagine, I'm about to make $1,000. Oh shit, not no more. All because of somebody else. I encourage these guys to show their emotions. If they're going to have beef, say something. Rivalry is great. There's a new rivalry now. And I'm not even thinking of just Horn and Tater. I'm thinking X-Ray Associated. That's the rivalry. So TLR is kind of gone. They don't have the pro guys to be in there no more. But think about that. Years ago, there was big rivalries. Years ago, you heard stories. I remember Dagani telling me stories about Associated and Losi. Like, it was like TLR sat on one side of the pits and Associated on the other side. And when he was running Kyosho, back in the day when it was really only Kyosho, Mugen, and maybe a Thundertag in there, he used to tell me if you was in the A team for Kyosho, and if you didn't make the A final, and this is back in the day when the A finals were only 10 people, you can only, if you didn't make that final, you were put on the B team. Kyle Neary, I'm fine with people. But I'm telling you, from what I saw at INS, there's definitely some smoke blowing there, right there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. The X-Ray team is huge in 10 scale. Huge. They were bigger than the Associated team at this race. And I'm starting to see that at more and more races. And I think they work together good as a team to get an overall win. And that's what happens when you have a lot of good drivers on one team. So the Associated guys at the next round at Island, well, actually, they're going to go to the Nats, but the next round at Island, they're about to send all the big guns because it's going to be hot and heavy. But as for people complaining about that, saying this is not good for RC, we shouldn't have yeah, look at Rhett McNair. Exactly. It was us versus them in the 90s between AE and Losi. Yeah, it's the same thing. Brand rivalries has been around for a long time. It's the same thing in any other sports. There's Ford. Look at NASCAR. There's Ford, Chevrolet. What else is there? Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, and Toyota. There's people that are brand loyalists to them. There's also rivalry in pilot and drivers. Look at Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon back in the day. Look at Senna and Prost in F1. Look at Ferrari versus McLaren. So there's been brand rivalries forever. I'm all for that. I'm all for driver rivalries. I'm all for the smack talk. I only wish Tater would have came on and said something. I even messaged him and he's like, I'm not saying nothing. But Tater is pretty snappy. Exactly why we came out with our brand new market. I saw that. I like that. I like the virtual stuff. I like the NNRC Cup, but it's just so much. I've got so much going on. I can't do it all. I'm losing my brain. What's up, JWRC? So I think that's great. I think I think Horn said his piece. He was upset when a lot of people giving them a lot of shit. Let these guys be themselves. Like, let them be themselves. And people will complain about, well, I can't act like that at my real job. Well, unfortunately, you have a job that doesn't allow you to do that. You also have a job that may not. You get a salary every month, you get paid, and you do your job and you go home. Well, these guys have a job too, and their paycheck depends on what it's going to be at the end of that race. So if first means it's $500 or $700 or $1,000, and third is $150, I think we'll all be upset at losing that money, especially if it's not your fault. So they have a reason to be upset. Tony Rivas, I am not coming to Fort Lauderdale. And I actually really see, that's the issue. I started racing and now I want to race more. So, well, I guess I just don't agree with that. You know, I think we need to let these guys be themselves. I haven't heard people complaining about Ongaro trying to do the jump pass on Pecco. Well, what the fuck was he supposed to do? Not go for it? If he thinks he can, what if he would have landed and broke his car? That's racing. It happens. So what do we want these guys to go back in their shell and be all vanilla and PC? That sucked. I mean, even Mayfield said it himself, and he came on as like, the microphone should be right in our faces as we come off there to catch the emotions. And that's exactly where we was at INS, and it was awesome. You know, just because you don't do this for a living, until you do this for a living, you don't know what it's like. It's not easy out there. It's a great job, but it's not easy. And I'm not saying that we should have people pissing and moaning about everything, but let these guys express themselves. I thought it was great. I think it's great. And if we want RC to go mainstream, which I don't think it ever will, but if we want RC to be interesting, we need to develop characters. We need to let these guys be themselves and let them express their feelings. Simple as that. And every time they do it and we fucking get on there and start complaining about it, they're just going to go back into their shell and be, yeah, my car was down. Everything was great, even though I finished 10th. Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck that. We ain't doing that. We're not going back. We're going forward. Now, people would say, well, what does that mean for children that are trying to get on? That's a whole nother rant. You're worried about children in RC, but we promote them nothing. We don't even promote them in RC or do anything to keep them in RC. And I saw some comments on a video that I posted about this young kid, Rylan Rubel, who's highly impressed me over this last trip he did. He won at P&B. He's a great kid. His dad's good. They're full of energy. And some 40-plus racers getting on there saying, why nobody takes video of us? We beat these kids all the time. Well, excuse me, if you're 40-plus and I need to give you a pat on the back for doing your hobby, then maybe you shouldn't be in her. But we don't give any pat on the backs to these youngsters that are out there, and there's so much things to take their attention. Imagine if that was your kid and I had a video of it. Would you complain the same way? The person I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about. I should read the comment. That's what I should do. I'm going to save it for the podcast. Oh, yeah. So don't complain to me about what do kids think when we as an industry don't put any effort into even promoting children or under 15 races or anything like that. So when we start doing that, start talking to me about responsibility and all that type of stuff. Alex Schultz, exactly. We need story ones, natural lines, make it appealing to people outside of the hobby. Absolutely. Why do you think I give these guys names, nicknames, characters, the Iceman, all that stuff? Where's Clubhouse? What's up, Jamaican? Born Jamaicans. We do need the youth, and we put zero focus on the youth in RC. And as soon as I put up a video, that is the comment that pissed me off the most out of all these comments. Because that person, if his son would have been racing, he would not have said anything. But that's what I'm trying to say. These same people who criticize are the same people that fucking lose their shit at a club race over a plaque. What's up, Mike Walford? That's right. The kids are the future. And I think this is Mike Wolford, Brooks' dad. She's very fast, improving a lot. So that's why I promote the children, the kids. Why? Because I have a son and I have a daughter, and I want them to do this. They have so many other things to do. Why would they want to come and hang around a bunch of grumpy old farts who only want to tell them that they ain't good enough? Fuck that. They'll go somewhere else. Martin Osberg, glad to be sponsored this man. Brand rivalry drives development and feelings belong in every motorsport, especially on top level. What's up, Martin? Shout out to Latara Racing. Him and Kim was chatting with them yesterday. Clubhouse, which comment are you talking about, right? So I do say that. Daniel Bledsoe, Elite and Lefty do a fantastic job of paying attention to young racers. I absolutely appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you. Good to see you in Dagan this past weekend at INS. Michael Furinari has a young son that's in RC. He's getting older now. It's like 16. There's no focus on the youth. So before you cry to me about these pro guys not setting a great example for the youth, we as an industry don't set a great example for the youth. So get the fuck out of there with that shit. Yeah, today is going to be unfiltered. Just going to be unfiltered. Oh, Alex Schultz. The racers are trying to make a living, pay their mortgage. Tempers are going to flare. It's good publicity. You know what I learned working for JQ Racing? All publicity is good publicity. My kids see more violence and more bullshit on television and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram than anything else. So, you know what? It's okay to be passionate. It's okay to be mad at somebody. It's okay. Even though, look, Tater and Aiden are friends. I don't know if they're friends no more, but he was obviously upset. Tater could have said some stuff too. But that's it. We need that. What you going to do? Criticize these guys so they go back? I'm over that. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm over that, just like I'm over the whole sponsored sportsman bullshit. I'm over that too. But we're going to tackle that on our Lefty's Simple Thoughts. Hello, Michael. How are you, my friend? And thank you, Daniel. We appreciate that, man. The Elite RC Productions crew. We love what we do. All right. So PNB was my first race. It was unexpected. We were unexpected to do that race. I wasn't expecting to go to it, but we did. And it was long, but I enjoyed it. I thought I kind of got back to the old PNB with the showmanship. You know, I really like all the stuff, Dave, because I really think that Dave is really good at showmanship, right? And PNB has been the big show. Now, he doesn't have the monsters and stuff like that, and that's fine. I know that's his thing with the haunted house and all that stuff. He had a nice float down there. He had the wall back, and he had this awesome race time blow up things that I thought was a great touch. I like all of that type of stuff, right? I like all of that type of stuff. And I thought it was good. And the atmosphere was great. The weather, whoosh. I was expecting to be up there in hoodies and long pants, and it was hot. And also humid. So that was unexpected. And that made things change for the track. So that was pretty cool. Please share this out. We only got 67 people watching. I'd like to get 100 people in here. So don't forget to share this out to everybody, please. The atmosphere was great. It got a good turnout. It was a great turnout for them, but it was long. Ooh, my first time. Well, no, second time actually working it, and it was long. When we got done with that, we were all tired, very, very tired, very tired. But I thought it was a great event. We saw Mayfield win. What's up, KB? How you doing? What's up, Brian Scott? Simmons, how are you? Mayfield won it, and that's where we saw. And I think Canas. No, sorry, Canas. Canas was there, but Mason Fuller finished second. I think one of the most impressive things was the young gentleman Harold Sandaroff, 16 years old from Israel, second time coming to America to race. He raced at Wicked Weekend last year in the intermediate class and done very well. He moved up to pro this year. This weekend, I was like, I wasn't sure if I wanted him to go race intermediate, and he came over and he did well. He made the final and a lot of his finals. And And congratulations to him for a young man that doesn't race in America to come over for the second time and do so well. I think he did well the first time. So congratulations to him. I think Rylan Rubel done really good winning. There was a lot of good races there, and it was a lot of good racing. The Joker Lane makes it kind of hard to focus on the racing a lot because as a race caller, I'm always got in the back of my mind that there's a Joker Lane coming up. So it's a lot to keep up with as a caller, as a race director for Lance and all of that. Lance did a good job getting the program done. And, you know, because when you got that many entries, you kind of just have to, it's go, 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 go. And he always does a good job of that. And he got us out at a decent time because it could have been a lot later. So I'm up. I'm like this and that with the Joker Lane. I don't mind having it every once in a while, but it doesn't have to be there every year. What I do want to see come back is the long jump competition that we have. I hope Dave brings that back. Trophies were badass as usual. If you can get one of them PMB trophies, like that's special. I think they're the best trophies, probably the best and the biggest trophies in RC. Let's see if I can bring them up here. In RC. And I know they're not cheap. So well done to Dave and everybody involved. Well done to all the crew at Elite RC for bringing it. It was awesome. And thank you to all the racers that came out. Man, thank you everybody who bought me some food, who did this. Let's see. Mayfield has one. I'll bring it up here. Present. I will get to your message right there in a second. So there we go. There's Mayfield with his Nitro Buggy win. And look how beautiful that trophy is. Somebody asked me, hey, how does Mayfield how do these guys get these trophies back? Well, they have to ship them back. That's a lot to ship. But that's a big, nice trophy. Well done to Mayfield. Well done. All right. Nathaniel Grundy. Mayaki has a youth program. Who else does? Absolutely. I agree with you. That's something that JQ and I used to always talk about when we was at when I was the team manager for JQ Racing. We always wanted a youth program. Unfortunately, we never really had the money, and it was very hard to get young racers to race. I see they're doing a good job down there in Australia with some fast guys. I'll be honest with you, I haven't been paying attention. I saw that America released their youth program. That looks good. So I know Bermuda, Salty Joe's done a good job over there. He's got a lot of the fast young guys in Bermuda. So that's a good thing. And I like it. And yeah, I think I like what Mayaka is doing right now. And Invisible Speed. Get your tongue coffee. There's 40-year-olds won. I don't know what you mean, Nathaniel. I'm not disputing that. They won't be 40 forever. You know what? You 40-year-olds are supposed to be beating the young racers. That's your job. They're supposed to be beating, and they should work to beat you. Not be bragging about it. Man, that comment pissed me off. I'm going to read it out on the next podcast. So PNB was good. Congratulations to Mayfield. And I thought Fuller was going to get it. So he did it, but he did. He got the big enchilada. Heck yeah, Mayako and Invisible Speed doing big changes in RC. Invisible Speed's the most. Mayako's cool. I like what Mayako's doing. I know about all of that. I knew because that was plans we had to do, but that's great. But the Invisible Speed stuff is universal. That's the good thing about it. Absolutely universal for everybody. It's not just for Mayako drivers or 8-scale drivers. It's for everybody. So get yourself some Invisible Speed, man. I have the book. Book. Gotta get the new book. I saw a lot of people with the books and reading them. So that's exactly what you have to do. I make the young ones work for it. I'm not giving up shit. Exactly. You shouldn't give them anything. You have to work for it, but we have to encourage them. And if I need to pat you on your back because you've done well in your hobby, then you're in the wrong hobby. But we have to encourage the youth. I'm doing good, Mike Reynolds. Hope you're well. That is T-Man. I think it's Mike, or is it T-Man? No, you're the brother, aren't you? Hey, Jerry K. What's up, my friend? I'm laughing at your icon there. Hope all is well. Tell the gingerbread man I said hello. EKJ 24,000. Do you really think Mayfield is happy with the techno buggy? Why? Because he lost a few races? Still won a bunch of them. Can't win them all, buddy. Everybody's getting faster. I'm surprised Mayfield's still winning at this age. He's 38 years old, almost 40. He's still doing good. He just doesn't win them all. History will tell you he didn't win them all. He went on a streak where he won a bunch, but in the beginning of his career, he didn't win a lot. It was Tebow and Cavallari. Is he happy with it? He may not be happy with some things, but I'm sure they're working on making it better. And that's what it's all about. Nathaniel Granda, the 40-year-olds won't be around forever. They have the money to spend, but the youth is the future. Absolutely. I'm not disputing that. We absolutely need the 40-year-olds, especially Jerry Kay. But Jerry Kay, he mentors young racers. That's what we should do. And if somebody wins, it makes it boring all the time. I agree with you. I love it. We're having a mixture of racers coming up and winning. What's up, Justin Williams? What's up, Lefty? JQ setup knowledge is getting a lot of recognition. Good for him. Yes, good for finally, because he's known all this stuff all this time. I don't talk to JQ as much as you guys think. I did briefly talk to him at when he was at Silver State, and he says, "Oh, lots of fans." And I said, "Good. See what happens when you don't be an asshole." Oh shit! We have the Trugoner in the house. Keenan, why weren't you at Silver State 25? I was waiting for you all week. Also, RC light whips are the future for identifying track leaders on track. You know, so Charlie Mack, I was at North Georgia Shootout because that's the race I was scheduled to go to. I was never going. I'm honest. I'm not. I really enjoy myself. I've been to Silver State twice. I'm not a Vegas guy. I'm not into gambling. I'm not into party. I'm not into all that type of stuff. So I go where basically I got paid. And I haven't been to Vegas to Silver State in quite a few years, and don't think I am going. I like DNC. I'll go to that. But I'm not the whole draw of Vegas doesn't appeal to me. So I work in RC. I can't spend it what little I have. I can't spend what little I have trying to gamble and make more. Slow as fast. Lefty versus Charlie for the Trugger of Titan. No, he is the Trugoner. I am OG Truggy Elder, because I was building Truggies out of conversions when Charlie Mack was still rolling around little RC10 GT wheels and going brrr, brrr. I love Charlie Mack. Charlie Mack, actually, I would like to have a, while I'm here, I think it'd be cool if we did a live show, me, you, DeMarco, the On the Turn South, Dirty South crew, and the No Name RC podcast. I think it'd be fun. And I am on your side about Keith David, the best ever, most iconic voice actor ever. Jason Lean, if you aren't being paid for racing, no one cares about your results. Encouraging kids to be in the hobby is what supports everything. Without youth, there is zero future, no sales, no tracks, no races. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I think it'd be a great, do you want to do it live? I think we should do it live. Live is epic with you guys. Epic. I think we'll do a live show. Probably a Thursday night live. Well, you guys go live on Thursday, right? Thursday that you guys ain't live and you have some time. Zach Wright, congratulations, dude. You won that, you won the Fly Sky. Awesome. We're going to get it signed for you here. Sportsman needs to always be big. I agree. Says, you need to come one more time so we can hang out at the Super Bowl. I might. We'll see. It's not that I'm taking a little break. That's what it is. I said that, as I know, at the beginning of the year, and then I spent 5 weeks in the States. But well, it was supposed to be 4 weeks and a week in Portugal. But I am going to Portugal in July, and I suppose I'm coming to Wicked Weekend and INS, and no island for me. And that's one of the races I really want to go. And I wanted to go to the Nationals, but I don't know if Raw will allow me in there. So I don't know. I cannot come to LCRC in August because it's the same weekend as the E-Buggy Nets. E-Buggy World Championships in Portugal. Bet we need to take RC to the People's Court. As for the lit antennas, I shared that the other day, and that post went kind of people arguing in there, and there was something You know, some people started getting on Lance about because he had somebody turn it off at PMB. I had no idea he did, but I understand his reasoning for that. He says it's distracting. And he's had too many people complain about it. So that's why he asked them to turn it off. And that's fine. But I think we need to look at, I don't know if it's the antenna tube or something, but I think the possible way to identify cars by not just their paint job is great for race directors. It's great for the online stream. It's great for everything. Even if it was just like, that's a leader with a light on it. But then there's a question about it. Then the leader has a bullseye on his back. But doesn't the leader have a bullseye on his back anyway? I don't know. But I think if you look at drone racing, they have different colors. I mean, there's only 4 of them to follow it. So it's kind of difficult, right? I don't know what is going to happen with that. I don't know. But the antenna tube light might be a start to something. But I don't know. Maybe we're not ready for that yet. So we shall see. There's a whole bunch of programs and everything that has to be written to that. It has to be like coordinate with the scoring program and all that type of stuff. It's a lot of work to make that work to what you want, Charlie Mack. So I would start writing those programs. Oh, I got to do some racing. I got to race at Newberry, 10 scale. Thank you to Patrick for letting me use his short course truck. Man, his 2-wheel drive short course truck is badass. And then I raced Gene Stroud's son's 21.5 B5M. And this is my first time racing on a sugar track. And this was for the Florida RC Championships. And dude, I feel you guys with tire costs. You know, I ended up only running, I was only going to run one class and then it'd be a grudge match between Danny Paz and I. But, you know, Danny Paz saw my pace in short course truck and how good Patrick's car was. And he got nervous. And then we're going to race the RTR car. So I went out and bought tires for the RTR car because they were going to buy tires, Team Paz. And then all of a sudden, he did have some issues. They had to fix some issues and they couldn't race. So I win that one by forfeit. But Josie did beat my ass in 21.5. I didn't make the A final in short course truck. But you know what I did? I came off that driver stand smiling each time. And I can appreciate you guys who pay retail for tires because that's exactly what I did. I got caught up. I went and bought tires, blew my load on tires. Luckily, they were 10 scale tires. I had a blast at the Newberry. First time running outdoor sugar 10 scale. It was great. I love short course truck. It was great though. It was great. It was great. You should come to, Trevor says you should come to the Oktoberfest at the Nitro Compound. I would. I think Tony, I forgot Tony and AJ came up and they gave me some hats and shirts and one of his wallets. Now I got to use his wallet. Thank you for Nitro Compound wallet. Thank you, AJ Schumacher. I appreciate those guys. I would love to come out to the Nitro Compound. I think it is the baddest ass 8-scale track, one of the baddest ass 8-scale tracks in the world. So Newberry was great. We went there, we did that, and then we go back to Lake City, and then we get ready for Callahan. I have to say that the whole 5 weeks in Florida, like the time I was in Florida, we had exceptionally good weather. It was cool. It got a little warm. It wasn't as humid. It was great. Then I went up to Callahan, which is in Tallahassee. Never been to this track. A massive driver stand. This is for the Florida 1/8 scale FRCC championship. I competed in e-truggy because I am an aspiring e-truggyist now. That's right. I am an e-truggyist. What's up, Thomas Kitchens? How are you, my friend? And I had a blast. I had some Cow RC products. You can save with a coupon code, 10%. Go to Cow RC, use NNRC all caps. Raced my e-truggy that Patrick built for me that my friends Blake and Roger and everybody gave to me, and then they built it up. It had Reds Electronics in it, high-tech servo, had a Nitro Pro battery and a Tata battery. Car ran great. I've changed nothing on that car. In fact, I asked Patrick when they go to the Mills Pond next week to take my truggy back to his house and freshen it up, because I think that me driving on every track I go to is beneficial. So I raced that, had fun, took a shellacking to Danny Paz after much shenanigans and skullduggery by Lance. So this is funny. This is actually entertaining. Hey, what's up, Clay Walker? How you doing, my friend? He says hello to the chat. So at Callahan, I went up for my first practice session, and Lance put a bounty on my car. So he said, I'll get $20 whoever knocks me off the track. Dude, I was out there bobbing and weaving. Nobody knocked me off the track, by the way. Also, I forgot to mention, you see that flame thing that he did at North Georgia Shoot? I had to experience that at Newberry. I had to drive through fire. It was all good. We had a blast. Danny Paz beat me straight up again. This is the second time he's beat me straight up. All the other times he beat me, it's been shenanigans. So it was good. I had fun. I raced rookie E-Truggy. No, I didn't win it. I suck, but I had a lot of fun. That was a hard track, but with some good racing. I think the most impressive person I saw there, obviously Julian Oliveras is the fastest guy in 10 scale, probably the fastest guy in 10 scale and 8 scale in Florida. But other races that impressed me that weekend was Gabriel Santiago and Nona Manchester. 2 fast up-and-coming young racers in Florida. So that was good to see. So completely after Callahan, and big shout out to everybody at Callahan for all their help. And Newberry, they did great jobs. Tracks were great, and we had a lot of fun. Newberry was really Supercross-esque, like that back section. So a lot of fun. I think it was one of the Jose Oliveras, who's Julian's dad, comes out to me. He saw me at North Georgia Shoot, and he goes, it was really nice to see you just hanging out at the track, me and a racer. And I was like, yeah, it felt good. He goes, you was talking shit, you was having fun. And I was talking shit. I was challenging everybody, challenged Josie. She beat me. I was talking to my boy. That's when I got into this. Tony Padishaw was there with his mini crawlers, and I was like, man, this stuff's so cool. And then we ended up talking about buying one. I bought one from him. And yeah, I've just been having fun with that. Hardest things to work on. These things are hard to work on. Oh, I'm getting used to it though. So we went up to the North Georgia Shootout. So the North Georgia Shootout was a bit of a shaky race. This is the same race that weekend at Silver State, so it kind of clashed with that. No top guys there, which is unfortunate for the date clashes. And it was going to be a lot of rain. But luckily, the rain kind of held off. Not for it didn't rain as much, but it did rain hard. What up, Tony? Oh, yeah. Also, don't forget, Dirty Assets Engine Services make your engines great again. Check them out. I watched this man, Tony Padishaw, the pride that he takes in his work and how he does it. Check them out. Dirty Assets Engine Services on your on Facebook. Also, if you guys feel like giving a tip today, we have super chats going on, so you can hit that super chat as well. I think it's on anyway. And share this out. We got 76 people working. And thank you. Hit that like button. Jose says, I thought I was going to challenge Julian. I'll challenge him to, I don't know, a talking competition, because I can definitely talk more than him. But when it comes to racing, absolutely not. Julian's badass. I think I can't wait till those guys get up to his level and then we start having those good races. But Gabriel and Manchester are definitely on the rise in Florida. So that's good to see. Good to see. So then it was off the North Georgia Shootout. Like I said, we got up there. I love it up there in Tiger, Georgia. It's absolutely beautiful. I never get tired of being up there. It's Matt Mitchell. No giveaways. What am I supposed to give away? I don't know what you're talking about. This is just hanging out and doing some RC chat. Up there in beautiful Tiger, Georgia. We're surrounded by the mountains. We got up there, I think, Wednesday. They were still building the track. So this is Mark Moon's race. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Man, Brian Burnett probably built the best layout I've seen at this facility. It was awesome. Okay. No giveaways. I would love to give away stuff here in the DR, but it cost me $100 to ship a letter out of the Dominican Republic. So imagine if I shipped the car. Maybe I'll do some Patreon giveaways. Matt Metro, I was hoping to see a couple Axmex giveaways. Yeah, man. As long as I can pay for them with unicorn dollars. Yes, Clay Walker, that track was sick. Dude, that was one of the best layouts I've driven on. And I practice. and I did the 15-minute race. They had like a Royal Rumble race. So they had said if you didn't have any chassis sponsor, you could race on a Friday. You could race in these 30-minute races. They had 2 nitro 30-minute races, and so that was good for people. And also the winner got a kit of what the first race, and the other winner got a motor engine. Sorry, and then I think it was I raced in. So they had a 15-minute e-buggy e-truggy race, right? Clay Walker says, that made my mind up. I'm getting back in knee deep. Awesome. Knee deep back into RC. That was great, man. It was fun. Like there wasn't a part. Okay, there was one section of that track that I hated. That was the far away double. But man, there were some great features on that track. It raced good. It flowed good. And yeah, hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't. I agree with you, JW. It was great. I enjoyed North Georgia Shootout. I'm glad I got to race it. I did that 15-minute main. My plan of going slow and having my battery last the entire 15 minutes didn't really pan out how I thought, because everybody lasted 15 minutes and they were going faster than me. My buddy Mike Hill says, I am the worst driver ever. That's not true. I just have no practice. I can drive a lot better than what I do. But it was fun. We had that big rainstorm on a Friday night. Dude, the rain came in and flooded that track, like, because the sides open. So the rain was coming right through the track. It was so much wind coming up there. It comes over the mountains, down the valley, and back up the mountain, comes right through there. So it blew water everywhere. But the track crew worked all night. They got it ready. They had 24-hour practice for electric, and we got started, I think, on time at 8 in the morning. By the time that sun came out, I will tell you, the atmosphere at that race, Saturday and Sunday, was epic. Sun was out. It was beautiful. It was great. We had fun. Had a lot of fun. Got to talk to a lot of people. We called the racing. I didn't race the actual race, but I had, it was fun. Even Danny Paz took my truck out and raced it. And me and Paz, man, I came to the conclusion. He goes, you know what, Lefty? I think we need to drive the track every time we go to a race, because it makes it so much more. You can talk about it more. I can say, okay, I did this and I did that. And getting back to racing also reminded me why I like this and why I love this crazy thing. I gave up racing a long time ago to be a manager. And I know that sounds crazy. You think you're going to work in RC and drive more, but you drive less. You put that behind you. And I didn't. What's up, Chris P. Nugs? How are you? Like your profile pic. I just put it behind me because I knew once I started racing again, I would want to do it more and more. And I do want to do it more and more. So I had a blast, dude. I had a freaking blast just driving, hanging around people, hanging out with the elite RC crew. I think it was just me, Danny, and Milan's at North Georgia Shootout. And then I remember we ripped grass and we was coming back to, and big shout out to everybody there. Mark Moon and his people for doing all the things. Big shout out to everybody who's done the race time entertainment at their races, the FRCC crew, and Mark Moon and his guys, and all that stuff. It was good. It ended up being a good race. The track, I can't say more about the track. It was great. They had a 15U, which I thought was great. And I got a viral video coming out of there. Let's see where it's at right now. It's on Instagram. It was at 10.6 million this morning. But it was of John Bernard Jr., who's been racing a lot lately. And he, because they have 4x4 short course. And I took a video of this, and I knew when I took this video, I was like, you know what? I think this might go viral, because I think short course ones go viral. And it's going pretty viral. 10,747 views so far, 343,000 likes, almost 1,500 comments, and almost 110,000 shares. Instagram and Facebook. So that's good. No, I don't make any money off that. But what it does is it gets RC in front of people and out to people. So well done, John Bernard, for driving awesome. What's up, Darryl Gillian? It was definitely, I met you. right? Is this RD Gillinan or I can't remember. What's up, Derek Vanderham? How you doing, good buddy? So North Georgia Shootout, Peach State coming up in September. If you're looking for a nice, different location, check it out. It's good. Open sides. I like it. I really do. I really, really do like it. Is there what? Is there titties in video? No idea what you're talking about. No idea, good buddy. All right. Then it was back to Lake City because Lance and Daniel had to go to Michigan, and I was on my way to Portugal for the IBC race. So as we're driving, I think we left Sunday night or Monday morning. We left Monday morning. As we're driving, I can't remember where we left. I know we drove, slept at Buc-ee's, and then drove the rest of the way. We drove half and then slept at Buc-ee's, then drove the rest of the way. You have a puppy? What type of dog do you have? Derek says, I'm just chilling, about to run the pup to the vet. And what type of dog do you have? Crispy Nugs. It has a lot of views. If not, no, it has no breastises in it. It has no breastises. Just a short course truck. I get it now. So we went off to Portugal. I will talk about this. Thank you for bringing it up, Michael, about Masters of Dart being in a different state. I'll talk about that. I haven't talked to Brent about it. I just know that it's going to be in Arizona. Yeah, we rip grass and hold ass down to Florida. And on that way on, I was planning on going to Portugal, but as we get on, I saw that they were having some blackouts in Spain. I talked to some friends over in Portugal, and I know Joao Figueiredo. Hey, Patrick, how are you, buddy? Thank you. Thanks for joining in. Thank you for all your help with my truggy and your short course truck, my friend. I really appreciate you. On my way down, I saw that there were blackouts, and we knew, like, trust me, we knew it was going to rain too because we was looking at the weather. And basically, kind of when I got to Lance's house, I was like, hey, I don't know, like, I'm not going to go down to Miami tomorrow and try to fly to her, and they're going to tell me that I can't fly because they have no electricity in Spain and Portugal at some parts. I contacted Joao Figueiredo, who was in Vegas, and he's like, you know, Keenan, I think the best thing you do is just postpone, change your flight. I said, yeah, because I have to make a decision now. So, and that's how life changes. That quick, it went from I was going to Portugal to, hold on, I can go to Michigan now to the INS. We changed the ticket. We packed up, you know, I did that while Danny Paz and Lance packed up the minivan, changed my ticket, got that done. And basically at 2 a.m. on Monday, we were back on the road to Michigan. We drove through the night. Lance drove through the night. I drove a little bit. And we got to Michigan to the RC1 facility in Macomb, Michigan. It was a long drive. Long. RC1 was awesome. It's a beautiful facility. It's carpet. It's got labels everywhere and all this type of stuff. It's a racing hobby shop, so it's got only racing stuff in it. I did purchase some things from it. I bought 3 micro tees from it. I saw them. They were a good price, so I bought them. One for me, one for my son, one for my daughter. That's her gifts. Of course, we have some mini crawlers now. And it was a great event, man. The finals were great on Sunday. Oh, my goodness. They were great. It was some great racing. Go check it out. I'm not going to go too much into INS because we're going to do a whole podcast on that. I already talked about the Aiden Horn and the Tater incident and I think the X-ray and AE beef that's coming to a boil. And that was good. And I know while I was out there were races going on. Obviously, Silver State. Big shout out. Congratulations to Mason Fuller. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Dude, Mason Fuller kicked ass at Silver State. Kicked ass. I don't think nobody had nothing for him. I started watching Nitro Man. I saw he walked away with it. I was like, I'm not even going to watch no more. Philippine Masters looked great. I was trying to watch it this morning. Let me know in the comments if you guys try to watch it and it was kind of choppy on the stream. I don't know. But congratulations to Pecco. Congratulations to Kauki Kata. It's been a while since a Japanese drivers won a big race. Mind you, a lot of people broke, but there was some epic racing in the A finals. Good event. I really want to go to that race next year. I really do. I really want to go to that race. But we'll geek out on that. I'll find out JQ and Pecco's opinion of the race. We're gonna have Wally coming back on her as well. I talked to Wally of Wally Builds. As you guys know, he used to come on the podcast a lot, and we're gonna get him back on her, doing some talking and doing some stuff and some conversations and all that good stuff. So lots of good things planned. I'm back home. I'm back in full podcast mode. I'm not, like I said, I'm not supposed to be traveling until July for the Euros, which I'm excited because I've never been to a European Championships. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But my time in America was awesome. Always is. It was really great to get back racing. And yeah, like I thank everybody that make that possible. Once again, I can't express my thanks to everybody that makes that possible more and more. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. All right. So I say, let's get into some questions or some topics that you guys might want to talk about. I'm going to be on her for another hour. It's 1:30 here. I got to go do some running around her at around 2:30. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, podcasts, we're planning to get recording Monday too. It's going to be a lot of recording over the next few weeks. But yeah, we're back. We're back. I know, man, I have people messaging me, when are we going to get on a podcast? I appreciate that. But it just, when you're on the road like I am, it's really hard. You know, with the time that you do get off, you just want to rest. Beach RC, Masters of Dirt moving to Action Hobby over there in Arizona, being as Beach RC is now no more. They don't have a track. I've been to this race 2 times. My feelings about it being in a different state, I don't know. I mean, I think the only other option for that race would have been at the track that we go to, Beast of the East, because it's the only other indoor dirt track I know of, clay track in the Southeast. In the Southeast, I know there's some more. I don't know what Brent's plans are. I will be on Wheel and Trigger on the 27th, so I'll ask him about that. I know he has some big races. He has his oval race coming up at Lake Waccamaw, as well as RC Pro-Am. I am not attending RC Pro-Am. I know the Elite RC production crew are going up there for 2 weeks to do the oval program as well as the RC Pro-Am. So good luck to those guys. I think it's Daniel, Lance, and Patrick. So good luck to those guys. I don't know how I feel about this. I know a lot of the Southeast people are probably a little bit muffed about it because it's a big Southeast race that people go to. But I think it's also a chance to go out there and see something different, right? And see a different track. So I don't know. I don't really have no thoughts on it. I won't be there. So I don't know how it's gonna work out, you know? I hope it works out for the best. That's all I know. You'll see. Crispy Nugs. We had 224 entries opening day. Days point. He says, let's talk about you coming to St. Louis Dirt Burners. Make it happen. I don't know what you guys need me to do, though. Remember, I'm not an RD. I don't do RD work. So that's Lance McDonald. Mark Brandon Reed, back to back. Not sure what that's in connection with, sir. What's up, Eric? Keep up the great work. Always enjoy the podcast. Glad you're back into RC car racing. And let's figure out how to get me a quarter scale tunnel hole to add to my Rico collection. So my plan while I'm home, record, create a lot of content, enjoy RC. I got boats. I got the mini crawlers. I got my crawlers. I have 2 slashes now. So it's about getting out with my kids and enjoying that. Maybe even go down to an on-road racer while I'm here. And, yes, the races are back to back. So it's at Lake Waccamaw. It's the oval race, and then it's the RC Pro-Am. So that's why they're staying up there. So that's my plan. Enjoy some time here with my family. Do some RC stuff. I got myself a 2008 Montero. Like it's got a little lift on it, so it's 4x4. It's a little overlandish-ish. That's kind of like my other hobby that I'm getting into when I have a little bit of money. I'm gonna, do some cool things to it. But me and my kids can load up and go for long drives, load the boats up, take the crawlers. I actually want to make a scale crawler of my car one day. So I'm turning into a Montero guy here. And enjoy my time home, you know. I did miss out on Easter, which is a big holiday here, and I missed out on some friends that were coming on to visit. So I did miss some stuff while I was here, as well as my family. But now I'm home, and I'm really looking forward to podcasting and stuff like that, and getting back. It's gonna be a lot to talk about. Jerry K, I should come for the Protect Challenge at Dirt Runners. I'm willing to go wherever, man. You just got to figure out how to make it happen. So, do you guys have any questions or any topics that you want to talk about real quick in here? Let's see. I didn't make any notes. Let's go through Facebook a little bit and see what's going on here. I see that a lot of people are talking about the SOTA shock pistons and stuff like that. And I remember Max mentioned that he talked about it a few podcasts ago, and it's a very interesting topic. I saw that they sponsored Silver State. So I'm very interested in getting the designer from that on the podcast and having a chat with him about it and see what they're, because, you know, innovation comes in small ways. Ooh, I'll tell you the most innovative thing I saw on this whole trip. The most very good. I almost forgot all about that. The most innovative thing I saw on this trip was so I went up to Sean Van Dalen, and he had a fan. I should have took a picture of it. He basically had a fan that you glue onto your center diff. I assume it glues, but it's a 3D printed fan. It's just a spiral fan, and it blows air onto the clutch area, the diff area, brake area, and all that stuff. And he was telling me it's 30 degrees less than normal. I think that's very innovative. Very small, but very innovative. And then he had like a whole setup, because he says he doesn't like adjusting dual brakes. He just has one brake, like an e-buggy, so it stops all forward. That's what he likes, and he has all that. That's Sean Van Dalen, Seth Van Dalen's dad. God is a genius too. God is a genius. TLR drops their new 22X buggy. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know everything about 10 scale, because I don't, or even everything about setup and all that type of stuff. But I do see that they dropped their car, or pre-orders for their car. Now, I know that Dakota Fenn was testing this last year before he joined them, before he got fired, dumped. Not his fault. But here we go. We have it. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. So they dropped it. I saw that I was started watching the video that they have. Why not use aluminum diff cups? I think the industry is going away from that now. It's not also, I think you're referring to the fan. The fan also blows on the clutch system. So that's what keeps it cool too. I think the plastic cups are just easier to manufacture. I haven't seen aluminum diff cups in quite some time. I know Techno had them. I could be wrong. But let's have a look at the new TLR. What are you guys' thoughts on the new TLR? All you guys who have been in 10 scale for quite a long time, maybe you can tell me 22X. Why is that? Almond, explain to me. You are a 10 scale guru, so you would know more than me. I'm sure we're going to have a good old geek out on this. I mean, to me, it looks like any other 10 scale car out there. But finally, they have dropped this car. It's been threatened to be dropped for quite some time. I really need to go watch the video that I saw Brian Nunez and Frank Root done. All right, so here we go. It says larger ball ends, cups, new rear clip, easier rear diff access, tower in the housing. That's all good stuff, all positive stuff. But is it too late? Is it too late? Like what Mark Brandon Reed says. I'm a fan of it, but it's too late. Let's get down to the real nitty gritty of this. Who's gonna do well with this car? They have Hunter King. Hunter King's a very good stock racer, right? And he could get to race. He has a full-time job. He's very capable of doing well in stock, which is good. But I went to this race, this INS race, and it was completely X-Ray, Associated, and Schumacher. There were a few TLRs. There were a few PRs. There was no, like, I get what the TLR is doing, but who's going to compete on their car on a pro level? So, I don't know. No idea. I get it. I'm not trying to piss in the cornflakes of all the TLR fans out there, but I get it that they're excited about this. But at the end of the day, you have a race car with nobody that's going to be able to put it in a mod A final. You're going to have people go to the Worlds. There's nobody going to be able to do that. Is it too late? That was a long video they did, 45 minutes. They threw the spring on the driver's side like everyone else, new spacing in the rear. That all sounds good. But that's all stuff that cars have been doing all this time. And I know there's people out there in the RPP program and they make money and all that type of stuff off it. And that's great. But there's nobody to put that car in the A final of a mod. There's somebody to put it in the A final in stock, but not in mod. So what's going to happen? I know how it feels. Look, when I was JQ Racing team manager, we had JQ and Max, and they were good, but they, they weren't making A finals all the time. And when you have a team like that, people want people who are going to be in the A final. I don't care what anybody says. It's still new because it's only been a year. They don't have, it's not even been a year. It's only been 6 months that they have. But if I just don't see how it's going to, like racing is racing, right? And if you ain't got somebody who can go fast to make it better, I don't know what's going to happen. Also, did you see that Horizon canceled like Axial Fest, Horizon Fest, all that stuff? That's fucking crazy. I actually was talking to somebody about that this past weekend, and what they said made sense. I'm going to get to you guys' comments too, by the way. What they said made sense was that logistically wise, it costs a lot of money. You'd have to send a lot of people to do those events. So maybe they feel with what's going on with the tariff situation, as well as all this type of stuff, maybe they feel like it's just not worth it. But to get away from that, and there's like thousands of people that attend that stuff. Very weird. Very odd. Very odd. Michael Arrowwood says, Lefty, my favorite podcaster. What's up, Michael? Hope you're well. I see you showed me this pictures of your round cars, your oval cars. Kakalapin, I haven't seen you for a minute. At least they pissed off enough people so that only the hardcore TLR guys left, which makes part support much easier. Yep. Mark Brandon Hunter King is only the one left in the States that comes to mind. Yes, for 10 skill. And he's very good at e-truggy and e-buggy. He's trying to do nitro. He's got to do some more, but it's hard to do all those classes. Mechanics, I don't know. I don't think they're going for sponsored drivers. The car seems to be marketed to more local drivers who don't want a discount. That's the thing. Everybody's getting a discount to get it. But no, there's not going to be, like, everybody I know that runs TLR is on a discount. Like everybody else. Gas Boater says, aftermarket has aluminum diff cups for RC 8B 4.1, has more fluid capacity, and the aluminum acts as a heat sink. I'm not disputing that. I just said I don't see it being used much anymore. Thank you, Basement, for the super chat. Seems like no one makes the nations, and with Pecco's voice, amazing. It's okay. It's okay, Pecco. They canceled Axial Fest and Horizon Fest. All the fests. Dang, Lefty, going up against the new Pope announcement today. I don't know what's going on in the real world. I don't really care what's going on in the real world, to be honest. My brain's too flooded with RC world. Tom Bishop, they seem like they are in financial trouble. I mean, that's what it points to, but I don't think so. I think they're just counting their pennies and doing what corporate does. Oh, we see things are going to get bad. Let's take this and let's do this. Let's cut costs. But man, I was shocked when they cut those events. New RC8B41 special. Are you talking about the Ungaro one? Oh, let me find that. Because there's some stuff I want to say about that as well. The Ungaro edition. Let me find that. So I see that they came up with the Ungaro edition. It's sold out already, which is great. Let's bring it up. Let me find it. Where is it? Here we go. So here's the Ungaro edition. So I remember when this came out. Hey, Danny Paz, I'm just about to talk about you. Hey, my good friend. So Danny Paz and I, we spent a lot of time together. So he kept saying, Lefty, this picture looks familiar. That's what I remember. I was like, oh, really? He goes, this is at the Worlds. I took this picture. So Danny Paz, the octopus, a.k.a. the sleeping chinchilla, a.k.a. nefarious cheater, a.k.a. I'm scared to race Lefty in short course. We're going to race a nitro buggy next time. He was like, that's my picture, because he was there for the Worlds doing the pictures for J Concepts. So congratulations, Danny Paz. There's your picture, good buddy. And I really hope you get one of these, because you deserve it. You deserve it. Because there was I'm not even going to go into that. Not even going to go into that. I'll hold my tongue on that one. I'll hold my tongue. But well done, Danny Paz. Congratulations, my friend. I hope you get one of these kits. I know you're going to put it in your room. And there you go, my friend. One of your pictures is box art on a special edition. I'm always happy when my friends are successful. And thank you to J Concepts for allowing that to happen. Sold out already. Let's get back to and since we're on the team losing thing, and since there are not many pros left, how's the aftermarket support going to be? Are we going to have all the hop-ups like Associated and X-Ray again? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with TLR. In order to have hop-ups, they'll sell cars, because there are people that are TLR fans, and that's fine. But it's I don't know. Rax on RC, good morning, Lefty. Hope I am well, my friend. Did you go to Philippines? I believe you did. Kakalakan. That thing would be sick if they had an actual painted body with it. Yeah, I agree. And signed. They should have got them signed. That would have been awesome. Lefty, what's up, Danny Paz? Thank you for everything, man. To start some shit, we all in love with some banter. For all HP drivers still waiting for your kit, switch over to Mayako and join our vibrant community. Blue Basement, you want me to get a cease and desist? Kevin Caston, hey, Horizon is a business, and as you say, if it doesn't make financial sense, then they don't do it. There isn't millions of dollars in RC, but there's millions of dollars in RC and what they do. There isn't millions of dollars in racing. There's very competitive race events, and there's hobbyist fan events. Axial Fest, Tamiya races, anything not in the A-main at the AE Vegas race in October are fan events to enjoy RC. Absolutely. I agree with you. That's why I'm shocked that they're not doing them. Because Axial Fest is something that I've wanted to go to for years. So I guess I should have went. But I think Axial Fest West was already canceled. But even Horizon Fest, like, one thing about me, I'm passionate about racing, but I am an RC car fan, right? So I like anything that's RC. But I guess like it's too expensive to do all that stuff, so they have to cut ties, cut expenses. That's why there's no race team. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it because they have the money. I'm pretty sure they do. Got fucking loaded. I will say this. Those little NASCARs are awesome. I know that costs a lot of money. Those things are nice. Very nice. I like them. Rax on RC. Yes, I was there back at work already. It was awesome. Dude, I hope I go to that race. I was supposed to go there. I was offered to go this year, but it conflicted with the Portugal race. So I hope they get those dates worked out. Numbered and signed. What's up, Frank Sell? You know, get shit done coffee. Go check out Hermany Hustle track too. In Arkansas, is it? Where are you two, Frank? In Arkansas? What do I think you? Or Louisiana or Alabama? I can't remember. Where are you two, Frank? Tell us a little bit about your track. EKJ 24,000. Keenan, how do you like JQ's configuration on the laid down shock they ran at the Asian Championship on the Mayako e-buggy? So people were freaking out about this. I remember when JQ done this on the Black Edition years ago. But you know what? We're gonna have JQ on her to talk about it some more. But I remember when he did this many, many, many years ago. I remember when he was testing these shock towers out. Looked like a great time for those guys over there. Let's see if I can bring the car up. Okay, so we don't have it. We have Pecco's pictures. Pecco went back to a regular. Here we go. There's Pecco's car. Ooh, that's a great picture. Let's bring that up. Ooh, that's a great picture. Ooh, look at that. You can see Pecco is getting all the traction. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So for those of you who want to know, this is actually an oil track. Oil track. So I think JQ made a post, or Mayako made a post about the Agama car, the VRC car. And people were like, oh, you're just copying the VRC car. Well, I'm here to tell you that this design is, like that post said, we have Pictor, all that stuff. And like I said, this was done with the JQ Black Edition a long time ago. Now, I don't know if it was to this extent. I remember the front shock towers being like that. I don't know if the rear back tires were as low. But I remember Dagani and all these guys testing this at various different races that I attended. So it's nothing new to me. Nothing new at all. Raxon RC, it was great to see so many manufacturers there and that they were super active in helping all their drivers, pro or not. That's exactly what they should do. Alman McCain, I purchased a SC10-3 just for Axiofast and peer pressure. If they don't create a reason to get their cars to enjoy with others, it's going to dent their Excel spreadsheets worse. Absolutely. I have a SCX10 right here, too. This is Axial. So I love crawling. Raxon RC, the venue is changing next year, so that was the why? Where's it going to? Is Circular Verde not going to be there anymore? What's going on? Let me know. Like I said, I haven't talked to JQ. I haven't talked to anybody, so I don't know what's going on. Rod Thibault, if Losi wanted to sell cars, they should release the XXXS. Maybe I don't know why they ain't doing that. All these re-releases by Associated, why is Losi not doing that? It's like money. Like people will buy that stuff. People who couldn't have one back in the day, they'll get it now. I don't understand why they ain't re-releasing that stuff. They're like dropping the ball. He is not. I don't think he's running. He's running Mayako shocks, from what I'm told. But we'll find out. He'll be on the podcast next week. Chemo, how was your Silver State, man? You have fun? Rick Hayes, what's up? Proline by the Fire hasn't been canceled yet, from what I can tell. Yeah, that looks good. My buddy does that. And my buddy Sean Rusin, he loves that event. He works it. Raxon, I had a chat with Pecco and JQ about it at PM25. It's what we do with our GT cars and literally helps the car corner flatter. Yeah. I can't remember what it actually does, but it's good. Pecco had a good trip. He had a good trip. First time to Silver State, first time to Philippine Masters. Philippine Masters is more of his style of track, so I expected him to do well. Garo did not have a good week. He won e-buggy, but he had a receiver go bad. But I'll know all about that when I get back. Joey Cooley, have you gotten a look at the Infinity IFB8? I have not seen a production one. I've seen all the pre-production ones when I've been. I have not seen one. I've seen one in America yet. But I don't really, I see Bruno is running it. But I don't really see any focus on that car. I know it's in America. I haven't seen it. There's so many freaking cars out there. There are so many. I don't know what Infinity's going to do. Their focus is on-road, right? Their focus right now is probably getting that on-road touring car. So I don't know. I'll see one, when I'll see one in July at the Euros because Bruno will be there and I'll see one. That land, so Raxon RC says the land at Circular Verde is going to be developed into something else. So we're waiting on a new venue to be announced. It is in a very good place. So I'm assuming that's a great place to build. And I found the build of the crawl enjoy neat, but performance was lacking. Couldn't take a double. Dude, did you look? I think that crawlers are one of the hardest things to work on. Putting them damn links on and all that stuff, it's a pain in the ass. Especially when you only got one good hand, one good working arm like me. And it's even worse with these things. You can ask Lance. I spent hours putting on links. Hours. Dropping screws. Doing this. Luckily, I had my... No, I didn't. Not at Lance's house. But at the track, I had my trusty Carl RC magnetic pit mat that caught all the screws. Hardest things I've ever had to work on. Thank you, Tony Patashaw. Jason Lean. The attempted jumping pass in Nitro of A2 on last lap on Garo overpack. No, that was A1 E-Buggy. It was awesome. I heard some people complaining about that. It's Snapping Turtle Shroud. What's up, Gene? How you doing, man? We're getting my gas truck ready. If you guys need anything built, any type of work done to your car, please get in contact with Gene Stroud Jr. of SJ Racing, and he will get you sorted out. Joey Cooley says, I will have a Infinity at Pro-Am at the end of the month. I won't be there, good buddy. So, yep. Infinity 1, the PM 2025, Kawuki at the controls. That's great. But I think that of the Fangaro break-in, if Borak flame and all that type of stuff, I'm not trying to take a win. A win is a win. But you know what I want to see? I want to see Kawuki and Nato come to more 8-scale races. Lance McDonald says, Joey, get with Elite at RC Pro-Am with Danny Paz and Elite for a chassis focus on that car. And if you're coming to Wicked Weekend, I'll see it there. So don't forget, go over to Tech Danny, get some cool pictures, and give him some words, and you'll get a chassis focus. Hello, Lance. How you doing? Kevin Casson, hey, when you talk to JQ, ask him how the tariffs are going to affect us Mayakos guys here in the States. I've noticed more Mayako stuff on back order lately, probably because people are going in there and buying all that stuff right off the bat. Lots of bad words. That, I was telling everybody about the bounty that you put on my car. So not only did nobody knock me off the track, that took skill. So for my second practice session at Callahan, I actually snuck up on the driver stand. And Lance didn't realize I was running until I went out there and I run until I turn marshaled. That's you, Tony Patashaw. You like the one? Check this. That's the Muse. I got to finish it off. Joey Cooley, I may get the FRCC at Mills Pond. We'll talk to you. Even better. Mills. Dude, that was an epic layout last year, too. I wanted to go to that so bad, but I had to come home. I saw some people talking about Jason Lean says, complaining why. That was fantastic. Full distance, and he landed. Well, some people were saying it was desperation mode by him. Of course it was. He's trying to win. And what if he would have landed on Paco and broke? Well, what if he would have landed on wrong and broke his own car? Look, man. Let these guys race. Let them say things. Like, I think 2 epic moments happened. We saw that with Pecco this past weekend, and there's epic passes at the Asian Buggy Championships, and we had Horn, who snatched the mic from me. And for people who are getting offended for me because he snatched the mic out of my hand, he does that all the time. I was trying to get it back from him because I wanted to talk to him, but he takes the mic from me all the time. I think it's awesome. I think Aiden Horn is a breath of fresh air in a very vanilla PC RC mode. And I hope more racers start saying what they want to say. I'm not saying you have to go out there and curse and be crazy and all that stuff. He didn't say anything wrong. He just expressed his feeling. Someone said, how can you both be funny and angry at the same time? I thought he did it right. What is people giving him a hard time? I wish Tater would have said something, but Tater was, I asked Tater to come on the podcast. Like, I'm not coming on the podcast. I'm like, come on the podcast. You have something to say. You were blocking him. Jamaican, listen, the battle between Pecco and Davide was epic. That was what's make racing. It was beautifully executed. You know, in 2023, when I went to the IBC, my first time in Portugal, there was a big battle between Canas and Ongaro. And Ongaro and E-Buggy jumped that he was making this jump that Canas want to do and trying the same thing. It's big sender jump, and he could do it in E-Buggy. You couldn't do it in Nitro. And he didn't make it stick. Of course he's got to go for that. Come on. Look, man. Fuck. Stop complaining about everything. Does everything have to be an argument? Here's a pair of scissors. It cuts things. Let's argue about that. Kevin Casson, Aiden is not afraid of the camera. And people like, he's cringy. He's doing it. He's a 19-year-old, 20-year-old kid who's doing RC stuff. He's got a personality. Embrace that. Like, let's make RC exciting. Fuck. Like, if we like, I get it. You can't do that on your regular job. I couldn't do that on my regular job. That's just one of the benefits. Like, they do it in NASCAR. People have words in NASCAR. They have words in basketball. They have words in all these different sports. What makes it different in RC? Because we're not physically in it? No, maybe not physically, but you know where it hurts? Financially. If anybody in here hurts financially, they're going to kick shit. Trevor, Gia, and Francisco, sometimes you just have to send it. Absolutely. Chemo, KRC Racing. Silver State is a great event to attempt everything right under the roof. Hope to get back again in the future. It's the most convenient race out there. One of. But that being said, I will say this. RC1, where it's located up there in Michigan, is very convenient. You could literally walk to your hotel. You can walk to all your restaurants and everything's nearby. It's good. You can leave your stuff there. It's all great. Tony Schumacher, Nitro Compound. It was good to see you guys at P&B, my friend. Keep up the good work with AJ and everybody. And thank you for the hat, shirts, and wallet. Now I got to figure out how to use the wallet. It's a little bit too advanced for me, but I'll figure it out. And Tater does it too, just off camera, and they play all the time. I mean, they're friends. They can still be friends, but they can be rivals. Maybe not close friends anymore, but they can be rivals. Kevin says, Lefty, I respect him for speaking his mind. It's awesome to see. Absolutely. What did Ryan Mayfield say on Wheel and Trigger? We should be right down there. When we're coming off the driver's stand, we should be right down there getting the raw emotions. We happened to that race, we happened to be right there at the driver's stand. So everything was coming down and you could catch all of that. And Danny Paz and Lance and I were talking on the way back and we're like, yeah, from now on, we need to be ready right out there coming off the driver's stand to catch that raw emotion, because you wait, it dies down. You want to catch it. It's right there. And it's like, and then Brendan Schimmel was there. And then it was Doug. And then it was Aiden. It was awesome. And I'm right there. And then when Aiden grabbed the mic, everybody that was around me was just there laughing because it was funny. Not only was it good, it was funny. But of course, we're going to bash him for doing that. No, I'm not saying every time has to be like that. And I don't want to see hands on people. But let these guys express themselves. And a rivalry has been born. KRC, do you have a casino too? If not, nope. But I'm not a gambler, so I'm good. Jeff Reddy. What's up, Keenan? Yeah, man, some excitement and controversy goes a long way for our visibility. Bingo, Raxon RC. Was it X-ray orders to hold up Aiden? Maybe. I said it earlier. I think the X-ray team worked collectively as a group to make sure that their cars were on top. You can pick the burns out of that one. It was awesome to watch the emotion, says Eric Hosford. I agree. Eric Morton, how you doing, my friend? Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Lunchtime with Lefty. Still on my, wow, we got about another half hour to go. And we're good to go. Kevin Cast and Lance were like this because he hates Denny Hamlin. Hey, Denny Hamlin and Carl Larson rate each other super hard on the track, but go golfing the next day with each other. This is true. Lance's favorite driver, Denny Hamlin, not. It's a Chase Elliott guy. Chillin', just stop in for a show for some love. I appreciate it. What do you guys think? Do you like these 12 o'clock shows? Maybe I'll do some more live shows. I like it because we get the Europeans in here as well. And I think I might do some one. And I'm not so serious. It's more of a let's hang out and chat. I like these. I need to get back to them. Jason Lean, teams help each other all the time in racing. Seems fine to me. Absolutely. How about when Burak and Barkan held up Coelho at the Euros 2 years ago? What could he do? Nothing. He was defending himself. I think Tater said, yes, I was blocking you. I don't have to move out of your way. Tater Savage. Tater Savage. I think a lot of people criticize Tater because when he was younger, he had a very bad reputation, right? He was not the nicest young man. He literally had grown man that wanted to slap the shit out of him at some points when he was like 12, 13. But I think right now, he does like, every time I'm seeing him at the track, he's just kind of like, yeah, you know what I mean? He has his emotions. He said his thing, but he says, I'm not coming on the mic to say it. I wish he would, though. I wish he would. They always. Raxon always see, they always do shit like that. Remember when Martin Walanka jumped over Bruno to take a final win at the Euros, I believe it was? He wasn't on the team the following week. Remember in the 2014 Euros when he was there, everybody was saucing and he got the blame for it? Poor Martin. Martin Walanka, one of the greatest RC racers at a very late age. I think X-Ray ruined him. He went a little bit. He just left RC. He is back racing now, but Martin Walanka was very good, and he started RC racing very late. Nux Buxton at the Touring Car World's X-Ray used NNRC team driver Hagberg as a blocker in the mains. Team orders. I'm fine with it. That's what happens when you have a big team. Look, it happens in all racing. Why do you think they have two cars in Formula One? Why do you think they have multiple car teams in NASCAR? When that guy's out there, he needs somebody to draft. That's that teammate's job. And you know what? There's going to be a top dog, and then there's going to be a striving person to leader. Nuclear Crypto. Lefty, I wish Mason Fuller would show as much as motion as Aiden Horn. His win didn't make it good for TV. What do you think about that? So he is called the Iceman for many reasons, and he doesn't have much to say. He does his talking on the track. Something similar to like another Finnish driver in Formula One, Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi Räikkönen interviews were very simple and very easy. Yes, no, it was shit. That's pretty much what he said. Some guys just don't have it. They're not good at that. They're not good at that. And some people are nervous in front of the camera. Now, I love me some Mason Fuller and Iceman, and I'm all about Team Fuller. If there's one thing I could change about him, it would be that he is more talkative. Trust me, I had him on the podcast. I tried to get him to talk more. I'm going to have to get him on her some more, and I'm going to have to pull it out. Pull the comments out of the Iceman. But you know what? The Iceman has arrived, and the prophecy has been fulfilled, and I expect him to go on a tear after this. I guarantee you, I'm saying right now, right now, Mason Fuller will be your 2025 Raw National Nitro Buggy Champion. I also think that it's going to be Mason Fuller, Canas, or I think we're going to see Davide Ongaro go 4-time world champion next year at Thornhill. I want it to be somebody else, but the odds are definitely in Ongaro's favor at Thornhill. Definitely his type of track. Bauman, Walanka's still active. Met him last weekend racing, still in X-ray. He really needs more support. Is he still fast? He was out racing. Jeff Reddy, just remember there was way more stuff going on as Tater and Aiden. At least one protest as well, right? I don't know. I know that Lance had to pull Aiden and Tater over to talk to him. But the guys weren't listening. They were going at it. And I love it. And let me tell you, things happen so freaking fast on that carpet. I didn't see things till we got them. It happens so fast. When you have that much speed, that track, the way it was, I'll tell you who the fastest driver was at INS and should have won this was Brennan Schimmel. He was the fastest, period. Nobody was faster than him. He just couldn't. Consistency. And I think he checked up a few times. He went admit it. You know what? Maybe we should get Brennan on the INS. Brennan Schimmel, El Shimel. Do you want to come on the INS recap? Let me know. Otherwise than that, the INS race at RC1 was awesome. Met some good people. We met the owner, Mike Himonek. He was nice. Lance went in there. Like he does. What I like about Lance, when he goes to a shop, you know, when we do those waffles and those e-ticket things, when he goes to a shop, he did it at Trackside too. We did it at Carpet Champs when we go down. If there's a hobby shop attached to it, he literally goes down there, spends money. He bought those kits. He bought that Noble Pro and all that Coyote product right there at the hobby shop. So not only are you supporting Elite RC Productions, but you're also supporting the hobby shop. So that's great. So, I think that's awesome. Thank you, Jamaican. Do you remember the Born Jamaicans? I do. Chemo at Silver State. I understand why people call him the Iceman. He's a beast at the track for sure. Dude, that guy swept all 4 classes. Now, at those races, with the amount of people racing each ruggy, it's a big class. Now, not all races are like that. Now, Mayfield has swept 3 classes before too. He did not just sweep them; he dominated. Let me tell you, we was driving home from North Georgia, and I was driving the Ford and the red trailer, and Danny and Lance. Danny was sleeping, and Lance was driving the other vehicle, and I couldn't see nothing. And then Roach sent me a message. He goes, "Hey, Iceman just swept everything." I was tired. Didn't want to drive. I was tired. Dude, I got a smile on my face, and I was driving like this till we got to Buc-ee's. And as soon as I got out of the thing, I was like, "Did you see that? The prophecy has been fulfilled." It was awesome. I'm so happy for him. I've been waiting for that for a long time. A long time. Dakota. So now we have a great thing going on. We're going to have, not only we have Mayfield, we have Dakota Fan who can come out and win as well. By the way, Fan has lost a lot of weight. Man, he lost weight from sick. He's lost like 35 pounds. He's skinny. He went opposite. He's supposed to get more of a dad's bod when he becomes a father, but now he's skinny. And we got to see his son Dax. His mom was there. His dad was there. Chloe was there. Her dad was there. Got to meet him. Nice people. Very nice people. Very nice. Oh yeah. So, but we got those 3 guys. We got Mayfield, Fenn, and Fuller, and I'm gonna throw Rose in there because Rose has beat him. I know he's made a chassis switch, but I think Rose is going to win another race here shortly. But they have to consistently beat them, right? So, yes, Mason Fuller has beat him. But see, the thing that makes Fuller a little bit different is that Fuller's beat these guys in e-buggy and nitro truck consistently or finished second, third. Now he's got that nitro win. The Iceman cometh. Bauman says, he's talking about, Lanka says, I would say yes, not as fast in his young age, but personal problems hinder him too much. I would agree. Awesome. Michael Alrod, I'm glad you do. What's up, Peter? Hope you're well. I think we're going to do this more. Maybe once a week while I'm here. Maybe more. We'll see. I think I'll do some news stuff and go through it and all that type of stuff and get your information. This was just kind of a spur of the moment thing that I did today. So, we'll see. Dave Bauman says, are you going to be at the e-buggy Worlds? Yes, that is the plan. I will be there. It's going to be good. I think some Americans again is going to be good. I was there. I know. Plus, what a great experience for me to pit with the SRX team and pit Battier Albee. Oh, you was in your glory, Kima. I know you was. You was in full RC geek mode. Awesome. Hey, you can't fool anything with one race weekend. He has to back it up. 100%. 100%, Kevin Casson. I agree with you. Have to beat these guys consistently. Kind of what happened to Rose. He won, and then he just didn't get a chance to beat him again. So I think he can, but I feel that the Iceman has beat these guys quite a few times. Fuller looked cool as a cucumber in the pits the whole time. We were pitted next to them. It was fun to watch. He's always like that. Oh, what's up, Mr. Holland? Where's the pink devil? Did you guys see Lance's action figure? It was awesome. He has an action figure. Coming out one with accessories. We're going to have a microphone. We're going to have a computer. We're going to have a RAM. We got a RAM done on it. You can put it in there. Oh, that was fun too. That was fun. We have a lot of fun on our trips. Some of our that's our SNRCR crew was pitted next to them as well. You know what I like about Silver State more than all of this, though, is the fifth scale stuff. I love the fifth scale stuff. Greg Collins says, I want a full set. Lance, Little Buddy, McDonald dolls, action figures. We don't call them dolls or toys. We call them action figures. Kevin Cass, I think he can as well, but I won't believe until he does it one or two more times. I have believed in the Iceman for many years. I shall not. I'll tell you what, it came close. I started to get frustrated her in the last few months. You know? Even Max and I started questioning the prophecy. But what did Danny call me? He called me the RC Oracle. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate that. All right. Any more questions, guys? We got about 10 more minutes left to go. Next big race is the Lone Star race. That's going to be the Nats warm-up. So I expect that to be packed full of drivers as well. That should be good. I look forward to watching that. Next weekend, we have the FRCC Florida Championship down at Mills Point. That should be a spectacular event as well. I'll be sharing all of that. So it's good. And then the next big event, we have RC Program, which is going to be fun too. But the next really big event will be the Nationals at Thornhill. Be watching that on I believe Live RC is doing the coverage, so I'll be watching that. I really want to go to the Nats, but I gotta stay home. And then we have the INS. We have the Dart Nationals for 10 scale. But I really think the big race is going to be for 10 scale is going to be the INS at Island. Woo boy, battle at the Island. Chemo, did you see the RC roulette picture? Was the Ghani Mayfield meat canas? That thing was wicked. Every single spin was a set of tires out of our pockets. Dude, I don't know anything that happened at Silver State. I haven't talked to anybody. I literally just watched E-Truggy and E-Buggy finals this morning. So I did not get, I don't even know what happened. Dude, we was on the road. We was going. You guys, so we had quick turnarounds. I don't know. Hey, dude, that was a long drive to Michigan. That's all I'm going to say. That was a long drive. Long drive. How do I feel about backyard racing? I think it's great. I think people having backyard tracks is awesome. I think that you should also support your tracks that are backyard tracks as well. If you want to race competitively and yeah. Greg Holland, I did see the new 10 scale car. Some people were telling me some good things about it. That's great. Has some good options and good things. It's kind of caught up to all the rest of the cars out here. But we also came down to the conclusion the only person to really represent it is Hunter King in the stock class. Unless he bumps up to mod, but stock is where he's at good. Where stock's his bread and butter. Hunter King's a very good stock driver. Oh, you was in Vegas for 2 weeks? Oh, you spent an extra week there. Alma McCain, it starts in the backyard before it goes to the front yard. Yeah. I agree with you. If you're going to Wicked Weekend, have a chat with young Christian Walhalter. He's a Perth local who won the overall ABC last year and got second this year at PM 25. This will be his first American event. I am familiar with his father. Patrick knows him as well because his father used to live in South Carolina or in that area and race with Patrick. So I will definitely, and of course, I've been following what's going on over there. Where did Caleb Noble finish? Caleb Noble, he kind of was very hot last year and has not been as hot this year on it. Bartel, I did talk briefly about ABC, the Asian Buggy Championships. I'm going to have JQ and Pecco on next week for a full discussion on it. So, should be good. Mark Bennett, Nate tried mod. He looked at place compared to running stock. Yeah, but I think that Nate's right now, Schumacher has a lot of, they have Brock Champlin and they have Tom Rennick. Great mod drivers. I think what Nate needs to focus on is running stock for a little longer for Schumacher. That's my thoughts. He ran stock this past weekend at INS. Did not go his way. So you have to wait to the next one. It takes some time to get up to speed of mod. You know who looked out of place in mod when he first got up there really bad was Davey Bada and Brendan Schimmel. Davey Bada, I would say, was also one of the fastest guys there that weekend, but just this past weekend, but had issues. They looked out of place when they first got started in mod, but I think Schimmel and Bada have both transitioned over to mod. You know who looks out of place in mod right now? Doug Leverrier, because he's a very good stock driver and bumping up to mod. But he's going to take some time, right? So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think he made any A-mains. To be honest, he was struggling for sure. Not sure who you're talking about. You know? Oh, so Kevin Casson. Hey, that Maddie Long, I've been knowing has been doing pretty good lately. You think she can become a pro? So Maddie Long, I have watched her race for the last 2 years in the Southeast. She's very good. She's getting a lot better. She's very consistent. She has she's getting a lot better. There's about 3 or 4 young racers in the Southeast that are really good. Can she become a pro? I don't know. She's about 13, 14 right now. It's hard to tell with these youngsters because so many things get in the way once they get to a certain age. So I don't know. But I know that one thing, her and her family, so it's her father's name Wayne Long, and her stepfather's Rusty Mihalik, who's also a racer, and then her mom's also races, Mrs. Stacy. And they work together as a family for her racing. She has her own track. She puts in a lot of work. It's going to take a lot to become a pro driver. And you have to kind of start doing these things at a young age. So I think she has potential to do very well, whether to be the first actual female pro. She's beat a lot of it. She's going to have to start going to some of these other races too. She's going to have to go to a DNC. She's going to have to go to a nationals and stuff like that. So we'll see how it works out. We always put these pressure on these young racers to be pros. And I get it. They want to be pros and we should focus on that. But it's a hard thing to get to. In sportsmen, the gains are like this. And then the gains go on to like that in intermediate. But when you get up to pro, they're like that. They're like that. And they come very few and far between. So we'll see. We'll see how things develop for her in the next year and a half. But she's definitely good. Definitely on a great level. And she's definitely fast. And very nice people as we've gotten to know her and her family. But definitely, I would say that she's one of the fastest female racers out there right now. And she's still very young. So. And not that it matters if you're a female, because RC doesn't matter. Tebow helped her. Yeah, so Tebow helped her immensely last year. So what Tebow did when he was doing his coaching, they paid for it and they helped out. I'm telling you, that girl drives an hour every day. Repetition. races a lot. So she just has unfortunate things happen. DNFs, stuff like that. She gets taken out a lot too. And I told her, she has one rivalry. And I told her, I said, the only way you're going to stop these guys from taking you out is to hit back. Hit back. Give them an elbow and they won't do it no more. Or they'll come back and do it. They'll try, but you just keep putting those elbows out. X-Tech 101, being sick for the last 2 times. Last time I was sick was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, already got withdrawal from not being out on the track. Yeah, being sick sucks. So we shall see. Hope you're feeling better, X-Tech. Little Bump in third and Nitro Buggy was awesome too. Him and Canas had a good battle on that, man. Fuller just got in front of the pack and walk away with it. Now, I hate walkaways, but I'll take this one. Oh, yeah. And I would say that Little Bump has to do more of that too. You know, he has to do more of that. He needs to win. He needs to get out there and win. He's also in that what's going to happen to him when he goes 16, 17 age group. Is he going to stick with it or not? You'll see. We shall see. Ooh, Caleb did not make the A. Ooh, he is not happy about that. Coyote EC is proven to be good, I guess. People seem to be using them. They seem to be used all over the place. I know Taylor had some issues Taylor had some issues, and then Fan had some issues with his settings in A3, but Taylor had issues all two-wheel drive. Now, he said he changed everything, but the one thing he didn't change was his transponder. So that might have caused it. Like, he was having runaways in two-wheel drive. I've never seen that happen. So something was up electrical with Taylor. I don't know what it was. So I don't know. All right. So Caleb didn't make the A. Anything else before we go, guys? We got 89 people watching. I hate to cut this short, but we've been going for 2 hours. I got to run into town and do some things, and then I got to pick up my daughter. So any more questions? Now is the time to ask. I want to appreciate everybody that joined me in for lunch with Lefty. I'm using Coyote Crest X. Feels smoother and faster, better brake than Hobby Wing. Awesome. I'm ignorant to this. Does the Coyote Electronics have Bluetooth as well? Like, do they have an app and do that? I don't know. Anobot, I asked myself the same. How to F do you have a runaway electric? I saw it with my own eyes. So, Alman, thanks for joining in. I like that you came in and gave me those things on the TLR. I haven't been able to watch the video yet. I am going to watch it to see what they done. And yeah, I wish them all the best. I know a lot of the TLR guys have I've been waiting for this, so that's good. I will say this. I have a Reds ESC in my e-truggy. And it's so cool to just hop into the app and make changes. It's awesome. It's awesome. All right. Any more questions before we go? The Crest 8. Is that the 8 scale buggy? So I haven't been paying. I'm sorry. I haven't been paying attention. So I guess the Crest 8 is the 8 scale buggy. Maybe they can put Bluetooth in the 10 scale ones. Too small? Maybe? I don't know. But they are definitely very popular. Very popular. I love the color of them, too. I love the color of them. All right. Well, I think we're going to end that here at 2 hours. We'll do another lunch with Lefty next week. Just catching up and talking with you. We'll be recording next week. Catching up. I definitely want to hear JQ's Pecco's thoughts from Silver State and of course, the Philippine Masters. And of course, we have to catch up on some INS stuff. So I'm hoping to get Rona on. If not Rona, I'll get somebody on. I really would like to get Tater on. Who thinks we should get Aiden on for the INS podcast? Let me know in the comments. Should we get Aiden on? It would be silly not to get him on, right? He was on the first one. We should get him on. Chase Lemieux might be good as well. He's done pretty good. And let me know. So yes. KRC, when am I racing again? I'll tell you what, when I go to Portugal, I'm gonna drive on the track with somebody's car. Tater will not come on the show. Unfortunately. Tater will not come on the show. I wish he would. Well, we got Shimon on. Shimon. Hey, I know, but when he had the runaway, I was like, is somebody on his frequency? He had quite a few runaways. So something was going wrong, and he said he changed everything, but besides the transponder. So that's might have what have caused it. But I would love to get Tater on, but he will not come on. So we'll see. I'll talk to some X-Ray guys. Congratulations, Chase Lemieux and Dakota Fenn. X-Ray wrapped it up. I'm telling you, X-Ray team is on fire right now. On fire. Island, bring out the big guns. And Schumacher too. No, there's no Brock Champlin or no Tom Rinnenek. So I hope they're there for Island. And Island would be like a Nats warm-up, because that's where the Nats are going to be. We want this all to go in, like the storylines. That's what's good about having a series, right? Storylines building in, doing all this type of stuff. So now Aiden and Tater have another chance to go at each other at Island. They have another chance at Nats too, but at Island is for points. And that's for the national championship. But it should be good. It should be good. It should be good. Big shout out to everybody. Once again, a big shout out to everybody that made this 5 weeks tour awesome. From the whole entire Elite RC Productions crew to everybody that I met at the track, everybody that gave me something to eat, bought me a coffee or didn't. I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you at the Elite RC Productions team as well for all the support that you guys show us. Honestly, we can't do this without you guys. So I'm not speaking for the whole Elite RC Productions team, but I know that when we talk about this, like we appreciate everything that you do. And remember that when we come to these races, a lot of it's because we love what we do, right? Obviously, I love talking. Danny's awesome at what he does. Lance is awesome at what he does, and Patrick and Gene and everybody else that helps us out. They help us out, right? These people take their time to come and do this, and that's because we believe in what we're doing, right? Which is making great content, making these races cool, and bringing you guys, as well as not just you guys, but the people around the world, the time to see these things and see RC. I truly believe the more content out there in the algorithms and all that type of stuff, the more it benefits RC. If one or two people get in it from those things, then it's worth it, because it's just going to keep going, keep going. Darren Sanders says, Home of the Hustle is in Hutchinson, Kansas. I should know that. Frank Styles going to have some more information on it. He's been doing some lives and all that stuff. I got some Lefty Simple Thoughts. I think I'm just going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I think the title of the next Lefty Simple Thoughts is Sponsorship Doesn't Matter. Or let's end this whole sportsman sponsorship argument right back. We got to change our thinking about the whole situation. I'm going to look at it from a race director's side of view. I'm going to look at it from a different view, and I'm going to look at it from, I think everybody's just making excuses because sponsorship does not represent skill level. In fact, if you're beating somebody that's sponsored in a class, you should be excited about that, because you did it without help. But that's going to be a Lefty Simple Thoughts, I think. Probably going to be a 20, 30-minute video. Know what I got to say. All right. Well, I thank you guys for all the support. It's greatly appreciated. I'm going to be doing some work around the studio, getting some things done, getting back to RC stuff and all that good stuff. Thank you for all the support. Thank you to everybody out there. Thank you to all the companies that support the NNRC. We still got a lot. We still want to do some short-term stuff as well. Product spotlights. We're looking to do that. If you haven't joined the NNRC Patreon or YouTube membership, please check it out. All those proceeds go to helping us out as well, and helping keeping these bills paid. I had a good time. It was good to race again. I remembered why I love RC. I love talking about it. I love watching it, but I remember what I felt like to do it. I suck, but it doesn't matter. I still had fun, and I will defeat Danny Paz, because the war will never be over It's just battle after battle after battle. And next one is going to be Danny Paz versus Lefty Nitro Buggy. Oh, yeah. Tune in. And you know what? We're going to race with a back of people, not against each other. We're going to race with a group of people. Nitro Buggy. Thank you, Knox. Thank you guys for the super chats. All that helps as well. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you, sir. And I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Content coming. I know you guys have missed me, and I have missed talking. Even though I still talked a lot. But I have missed being behind being behind this mic in my studio. So be prepared. Be prepared for long content and an intervention for Max. We're gonna have an intervention for Max. He tried to have an intervention for me. Now we're gonna have an intervention for him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And JQ back on, Pecco, Wally. I'm looking forward to having Wally on there, find out what has been going on. I'm gonna try and get Wally on her more. I like having Wally on. And good luck to everybody at the FRCC next weekend. Good luck to everybody at the Nats warm-up or Lone Star. And the Nats is gonna be awesome. Good luck at RC Pro-Am. And I will hopefully see all of you at Wicked Weekend. One of my favorite races to attend. If you've never been to a Wicked Weekend, make sure you come this year because it is a very good, awesome race. I love it. Love it up there. Hour north of Atlanta. Very easy to get to. Thank you, Alman. We appreciate that support. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the insight on the TLR 22X. I know you are like a 10 scale guru, so I know you had that really peaked. And let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. You'll see what it does. I look forward to seeing Hunter King, what he does with it in stock as well. I think he might be getting to the stock nets. So we'll see what he does. We will see that. From a business NNRC, the sponsoring so many drivers kills the stores. It does, but it's not going to go anywhere. Unfortunately. And to be a good store, you have to have that RTR product in there. That's your money maker. All right, everybody, from Lefty, Baby Yoda, and everybody. I forgot to say. Hold on. So a lot of you saw my e-truggy body, right? So my e-truggy, he was like, I stole Drake's paint job. I did not steal Drake's paint job. I did, but I did it on purpose. So Patrick found this crowd pleaser body for me a while ago, and I gave it to Evan Vale at Wicked Weekend last year. And I have quite a few gas trucks here because that's my collection. And I have an Adam Drake. I have two Adam Drake AD2s, and I wanted a body like his body, but with a little twist to it. So they actually sent my e-truggy body to Evan Vale to paint it, and he just painted it the same. It looks great. But this is going on my Adam Drake 82. I'm actually going to clean it up, and I'm planning on doing a video about it. It's a short video to show you some of the cool things that this had. But this here will never, ever get run. You can't even get these bodies now. Barely can get them. So that's my Drake tribute because I'm a gas truck fan. And I can't wait to get my Ignite Design RC gas truck up and running after when SJ Racing gets them. If I'm going to get me some I need to get me some T6.4 parts, shocks and all that stuff. So vintage is crazy right now. I think I'm going to get myself the GT because I've always wanted one. I wanted a GT. I don't have any RC10s in my collection. I want the GT and the GT2. So I might get the re-release. I actually have an interview with Jimmy Woodley of Ignite Design RC that I got to release. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. I got to go into town. Thank you all for the support. I'll see you next week recording, and I think I'll see you next week for live. Yeah, I had fun. Lunch with Lefty. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for the support. I greatly appreciate it. You know what? I got to find that outro. Nitro's the glory. E-Buggy pays the bills. Thank you to all the sponsors. Go on and check them out. We got affiliate links, coupon codes, all that stuff. Check them out in the written description. And thank you to the patrons of the NNRC and the YouTube members. And a big shout out to all of the NNRC squad around the world. I greatly appreciate it. And a big shout out to everybody that supports the Elite RC Productions crew and what we do there. We can't do without you guys. That said, Lefty is out.